What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. We are almost come to the end of this month, which means it's time for us to check out another episode of top 10 newly released free-to-play games that you can play right now on the month of February. In this month we actually got some great collection of free-to-play games to try out in different genre. As always, all of these games that I'm gonna mention in this video are completely free-to-play and available to download right now on Steam. So guys, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, at number 10 we got Winter Survival Prologue. Yeah, this is actually a prologue or the demo version of the upcoming game called Winter Survival, and that is actually the main reason why I put this on the number 10 position. Anyway guys, it's a free open world survival type of game with tons of building and crafting materials, and there is also a pretty interesting story involved in this game as well. Visually this game looks absolutely stunning, but we don't have much information regarding the full release of this game. Currently we only have this free demo version. Currently the game is having around 150 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at very positive, which is really good. And also the system requirements are quite acceptable in 2023, but you need to have a dedicated graphics card with 4 gigs of VRAM to play this game. Next up we have a super fun 2D style game called Bloody Hell. It's a free-to-play single-player 2D style adventure game with a very unique graphic style and pretty interesting gameplay mechanics. In this game you got large dungeon area to explore, and along the way you will fight multiple type of enemies including boss fights, and also you will discover powerful abilities along the way. It's a pretty cool and unique single-player game with having over 800 plus reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at overwhelmingly positive, which is incredible. Official system requirements are somewhat higher, but I don't think you need to have this type of a high-end system to play this game. Next up we have another single-player action-adventure game called Forbidden Escape. Forbidden Escape is a free-to-play action-adventure 3D puzzle type of a game, which is actually a collection effort of a bunch of university students, and that is just absolutely incredible. In this game your ship got attacked by some supernaturals, and you have to explore the area and try to solve these puzzles along the way, which is actually quite challenging. And also guys, according to their Steam page, this game is not going to support keyboard and mouse, so you need to have a controller to play this game, so definitely keep that in mind as well. Currently it's only having around very small amount of reviews, and most of them are positive, but the system requirements are somewhat higher compared to the other games on this list. Next up we have a super cool game for those who like to play more of a casual arcade type multiplayer games, and that is the NRG. NRG is a free-to-play casual action platformer type of a game where your objective is to collect, shoot and taunt your way to the victory. It's quite simple and super fun at the same time. It has a pretty colorful cartoonish graphic style with pretty interesting looking characters which you can customize to whatever your preference. Anyway, the game is currently having around 50 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at mostly positive, and also you don't have to worry about system requirements. You can play this game even with Intel HD graphics. Next up at number 6 we got one of the most interesting looking games on today's list, and that is called the Treason. Treason is a free-to-play mystery detective, more like an investigation type of first-person shooter, which is quite unique and something I've never seen before. In this game we got couple of groups of players. First one are the innocent and the second one are the traitors. And there is also a dead body on the ground, so if you are an innocent, you and your team has to look for clues and find out who's behind the murder. And if you are from the small group of traitors, your objective is to eliminate every innocent player before they find out what's going on. So the gameplay is actually quite unique, but you might say it's somewhat similar to the games like Among Us. Yeah, the concept is somewhat similar, but the gameplay is a little bit more complex compared to the Among Us. Anyway guys, it's a super fun game if you got a bunch of friends to play along with it, but even after that you can play online as well. Anyway, currently the game is having close to 300 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at very positive, and you also don't need to worry about the system requirement. You can absolutely run this game even with a very low-end computer. It's a quite unique game, so it's definitely worth trying out. Alright guys, before moving into the top 5, if you enjoyed the video so far, please make sure to drop a like on the video and also hit the subscribe button, because we cover a lot of free-to-play games on this channel. So yeah, drop a like and a sub, much appreciated. Alright guys, moving on, at number 5 position we got a pretty interesting looking first person shooter called Conjurer Revel. Conjurer Revel is a free-to-play arena style first person shooter, but somewhat different from the typical first person shooters, because in this game we will use magic. And also this is actually a single player game, so you are fighting against a wave of enemies, so you gotta use those magical spells and different powerful abilities to keep up with your enemies. Currently the game is having close to 90 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at very positive, but as the minimum system requirements you need to have some kind of a decent system to play this game. Anyway, it's a pretty cool game if you like to play those single player games. Next up, we have another single-player action-adventure game called Skyland. Skyland is a free-to-play top-down action-adventure exploration type of a game where you have to explore the beautiful environment, defeat monsters and enemies, and also you have to fix your plane and return home safely. It's a single-player game with beautiful art style and level design, and also this game was actually developed by a group of students in college, which is incredible. The game is currently having close to 320 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at very positive. System requirements are also quite acceptable in 2023. If you're someone who likes to play psychological horror type of games, the next game is definitely the one you should try out, and it's called The Missing Hiker. Missing Hiker is a free-to-play horror/adventure more exploration type of a game where you have to find your brother Ethan who went missing during hiking. The main story of this game is actually quite short, but it definitely had that unique horror aesthetic visual style which definitely keep you on your toes. Currently the game is having close to 700 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at very positive. System requirements of this game is also not that heavy, so if you're a fan of these single player horror type of games, definitely try out Missing Hiker. Next up at number 2, we have the final release of one of the most anticipated first-person shooter project, and that is the Operation Harsh Doorstop. Previously, I covered this game multiple times in my channel, but if you're someone who don't know anything regarding Operation Harsh Doorstop, it's a completely free-to-play tactical hardcore military type of first-person shooter, which is developed and published by Blue Drake 42 and its community. There was some decent hype around this game, but after the Steam release, the game got a lot of mixed reviews. But the game is still in development, so a lot of things going to be added in the future to this game, and it already had great features like mod support, community servers, custom games. So this game is basically a hardcore tactical military shooter. So if you are someone who like to play more of arcade style first person shooters like Call of Duty, this might not be the game for you, but I still highly recommend you guys to try out this game because it's absolutely an amazing project. Alright guys, next up at number 1 position, we have one of my favorite games to release on this month, and that is the Post Mouse. Post Mouse is a free-to-play single-player adventure 3D platformer type of a game where you have to go through that adventurous journey of a mouse who deliver mail. I mean, how adorable is that? So as a post delivery mouse, along the way you have to explore ruins, meeting charming characters, and you also have to solve puzzles along the way, which sound quite easy but it's definitely challenging. The graphic style is quite unique and I absolutely love it, and also the soundtrack that gives you that immersive feeling that you are a part of that environment. I mean, it's just a well-polished, adorable single-player game that I highly recommend you guys to try out. Currently, the game is having close to 400 reviews on Steam, and most of them are sitting at very positive. Minimum system requirements are also not that heavy, but you need to have some kind of a dedicated graphics card to play this game. Well, that's pretty much a wrap up the video guys. I hope you guys find some great single player as well as multiplayer free-to-play games to try out in month of February. As always guys, if this video helpful and if you enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like on it and also hit the subscribe button because we cover a lot of free-to-play games on this channel. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for more content like this. So I'll catch you guys soon in my next video. Stay safe.